Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City, nor is any other war criminal at large.
Ask you about Mamdani. He's exploring ways.
I'm obsessed with him. He's doing a great job.
If you had a friend that committed war crimes and you had the opportunity to bring them to justice, would you not do it? I would.
Would you come to New York, given what the mayor has said about arresting you?
Well, why don't you wait and see?
The concerns that have been raised about the fact that there are no longer any Jewish people on your committee to appoint judges. You didn't apparently appoint any of the 18 who were Jewish, and some Jewish legal groups are asking you to address that, to reverse that. Is this a concern? Was it an oversight? And if nothing else, does this present an appearance problem for you at a time when some Jewish New Yorkers are feeling suspicious about your views?
So in my 6 months of being the mayor, I've had the privilege of appointing a dozen qualified judges from a range of backgrounds, including Jewish judges. And I want to be clear that any suggestion that the composition of the advisory committee was motivated by religion is false. And when it comes to, in that same letter, there was a point around Mr. Leventhal and his appointment as to why it was not considered. I want to be very clear that we decided not to move forward with his appointment because of the fact that he served on Ghislaine Maxwell's legal defense team and collected.
So she asked you about 18 judges. Why are you only talking about one and bringing up another? Nobody wants to hear about an Epstein case. It's not making anything better about why you refuse to appoint all 18 judges that happen to be Jewish. Give an answer to her that, would be a little bit more relevant than, he took bribes from a case that happened, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And you still want to bring that up. Why? Because one has a Jewish last name, we don't even know he's Jewish, and the other one was a Jewish judge because she said he was Jewish. And so it looks like Mamdani is looking at their backgrounds. He's blatantly lying, saying he's not looking at their religious backgrounds when he is, because how else would he know that this guy in this case was Jewish in the Maxwell case, whatever. Nobody wants to hear about that. So 18 judges were refused. And now let's talk about the hate crime. Richard Plunkett, he's a man from Staten Island, 53 years old. 53 years he's been living on Staten Island in the New Springville area from the 20th of July to the 26th, in the period of 6 days, and he didn't get arrested till the 29th. He smashed 4 cars and 3 houses he broke into that we know of, or smashed into that we know of. And one house he actually broke into and assaulted the man in front of his wife and kids, who still had an order of protection against him, and they let him out the same day after violating that order of protection. And then they get a full order of protection, and that's happened several times. So he was not caught till about 9 days later. So it happened on the 20th, it was about the 29th. Staten Island picked him up. Takes about 6 cops to take you down because you're a psych patient. Every time he ends up in the psych ward when he gets arrested, he's a known perpetrator around here. He's known to have mental problems. As he says, he pleaded in court to have mental health problems. He said he has Staten Island man charged with hate crimes after anti-Semitic attacks in New Springville. New Springville is a community not too far away from Willowbrook area, which is the biggest Jewish population on Staten Island, and people from Muncie and Brooklyn and a lot of Hasidic people have moved here in the past 5-10 years. And thank God this man, Richard Plunkett, who lived in New Springville, now he's in jail, and he in court. Okay, so this is Staten Island Live. After I said that they were not posting about it, it took them 12 days to post, and it took the police 9 days to arrest this man. Authorities allege, police say 53-year-old man threatened neighbors and battered their homes and cars in a series of anti-Semitic hate crimes in New Springville. Richard Plunkett, he's a 53-year-old, about 6 foot a tall man, lives with his mother. I'm just gonna get into lives with his mother and his dog for the past 53 years. If you guys want to know what block it's off, it's not that far from the Staten Island Mall, let's just say that. And there are shuls around, but thank God they are protected by off-duty police officers 24/7, and especially when people are in there, and armed citizens, or armed Jewish citizens that have a permit to carry, especially now because of the hate crimes. And mamdani, you made this go up. I'm going to show the videos, but and why am I saying this? Because this happened from the 20th to the 26th. And why is there a surge in hate crimes? The FBI even said it. Since he's been in office in the past 10 months, 69% of all hate crimes, which is the Jewish Federation of, the Jewish Federation of North America, and we are in North America. If you are like me, I live in New York City. The FBI said that 69%. I can't find it here. Can't find it there either. Okay, so let's just take this off.
We have to root out anti-Semitism from across the 5 boroughs, and that's because this is a city that is one that has no room for hate or bigotry of any kind. And when we make criticisms of a nation state or policies, we have to remember that those are criticisms of exactly that. Never of a people, never of a faith. I think when it comes to the horrific stabbings on the Upper West Side, my thoughts first and foremost are with both the Asian New Yorker and the Jewish New Yorker who were stabbed. I'm thankful that they are in a stable condition, and I'm wishing them a full and speedy recovery. And I'm also thankful to the NYPD for their quick and swift response to both apprehending the alleged perpetrator, Raul Morales, and now I've seen the charges that have been levied against him of attempted murder and a hate crime, and I'm hopeful that he will be prosecuted.